Mismo, and today I want to start a new tutorial about natural language processing in a state-of-the-art technology that is being used by a lot of giantish companies like Facebook, Google, Amazon, and so on. So yeah, this is the technology that we can use it to teach computers to understand human language, and it's very amazing, I would say. So here we have like a small project, and this tutorial is a project-based tutorial. So we are gonna work on this small project, and the dataset we got is like some tweets from Twitter, and they're already labeled. So this is let's say a supervised learning machine learning model. But before we go to the machine learning part, we should import the data set and explore the data set and get it clean, because it's very important to have a clean text when we're working as natural language processing or NLP. And okay, let's just get going and start with importing the data sets. So to import the data set, we always use pandas. So I'm gonna import pandas. Here I'm using VS Code, so you can use Jupyter Notebook, Colab, or anything that you can run a Python notebook. As you can see, I'm using Python notebook here. So yeah, first of all, I have this dataset on my GitHub, and I will just mention it in the caption, so you can also use that link that I have. So let's go and see this. This is my GitHub page, and here is a train dataset. So you can just click on it and click on view row. I have a tutorial on kind of how to read dataset from different sources. So this is one of them. You can read dataset from GitHub without downloading it directly. So I'm gonna call it data frame or df pd.read. It is a CSV file, so I'm gonna read it as a CSV file, and that's it. Let's take a look at the first 5 rows. So yeah, we have 3 columns: ID, label, and tweet. And I want to say I don't need this ID because yeah, it's not useful here, right? And this is the labels. The 0 means that it's not a hate speech, and if it's 1, it is a hate speech. And let's just go through that and see the shape of our data set. Sorry. And yeah, it's pretty much, it's not very big, but it's good enough for a natural language processing data set. So yeah, let's go through this ID and remove it because I don't need it, right? So data frame is equal to data frame. I'm gonna drop ID, right? And I'm gonna drop it using access. 0 means row and 1 means column, right? So, and after that I want to see again the data set. So we have labels and tweets here. It's kind of ready. We cannot see the whole text here, and to explore the data set we need to see the whole text, right? So I'm gonna use this pandas set option function, and I'm gonna display max call with and this stands for, after that this stands for the how many characters of the each row do you want to see. Okay, and I want to see the whole thing, so I'm gonna set it as none, and then we can go for df that and again, and yeah, now we got what we got here is the whole text in each tweet. So it has some stuff that we can see here. For example, at user is like we can see it almost everywhere, and I think let's go for some more, like let's go for 20. And yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of things that we may be able to remove. Let me just zoom in a little bit, because this is text and this is gonna need a little bit more. So yeah, we have a lot of users, user. We have some number, percentage, I don't know, hashtags, some unknown characters, which is called Unicode characters, stuff like this. They're like not readable for us. So, and for like to understand if a tweet contains hate speech or not, we really don't need it, right? So we can remove them. So yeah, there are a lot of stuff that we can remove, like the exclamation mark, question marks, the like numbers, or even like parentheses, brackets. We don't need them, right? So we maybe can like clean it a little bit. So but first, if you want to have this data set, like here in your project, you can simply very easily use like data frame to CSV and call it, I don't know, train.csv, right? So if you take a look at here, I'm running this code and it gives me this train.csv, so you don't need to go there and find the dataset or look for it online. All right, next go for cleaning. So I'm gonna go first with this user, because there are a lot of like user everywhere. So we can like replace it with nothing exactly, or remove them. So for this reason, usually there are like libraries like Regex or NLTK we can use, but Regex is very useful and very well known for cleaning data sets, so I'm gonna use it. So if you don't have it, you can just Google Regex, which is called Regex, like this, and go to the library. Feel free to read a lot of instruction. There are like, you can like search for characters, files there, you can remove them, you can find them, I don't know, you can do pretty much everything on text with Regex. So please go there and read about this Regex, but here I want to use it and show you how to use it. So I'm gonna import it. So it's RE, it's not Regex, and you import it. And so first of all, I want to remove users. So for example, let's go one of the rows that does have users, the first row. So I'm gonna go for data frame to read. Is that right? Yeah. To read, and first row, you see I have user here. So I'm gonna use regex here. So RE. If you wanna replace something, if you wanna tell regex to search for a word, find it in a text and replace it with something, you can use sub. Okay, and it's very easy to use this sub in a lot of cases. So we want to replace at user with nothing, right? And we're gonna replace it in this string, this text. Okay, and let's see what we are gonna get. Okay, we had this user here, but we don't have it here, and that's like pretty much everything that you can do with something like this. If you have items you want to remove, and if it's not usual, like I don't know, if it's not a punctuation, if it's not a Unicode character, you can remove it with this type of code. But we only removed it from one text, so we want to apply it as a function to the whole data set. So let's define a function. Okay, I'm defining the function, I'm calling it cleaner, and this cleaner gets a text file, and yeah, it returns something. So let's see. This is the code that we have. Okay, and I'm gonna use this. It looks for user in the text. It's replaced it with nothing, and here is our text, right? The input of the file. And I'm gonna call the output of this like cleaned text, which makes sense, and I'm gonna return it. This is my function. So how we can apply this function to the whole data set? So it's very easy. So I'm gonna add a column here after tweet, and I'm gonna call it cleaned. So every tweet will be cleaned and will be like placed here after tweets. So our data frame, cleaned, right? And it reads. I'm gonna apply it on the tweets because I want to clean tweets, right? And apply and cleaner. Cleaner is a function, and then I want to see data frame. So yeah, you see we had user here at user, and we don't have it to at users here, and it's gone. So it's exactly what we wanted to achieve, and that's working so far. So I'm gonna go one step further and look for stuff like this. See, it's weird stuff that we have, and it's called Unicode characters. And yeah, we can just use regex again to remove it. So let me do something again. Let's go step by step and see if we are gonna be gonna do this. Okay, this is let's go for this row first and test it there. So number 3, I'm gonna go for number 3. So you see when you print it out, it looks like this, but it's again Unicode character. Don't worry about it. And here for Unicode characters, you can use, let's say, a little bit complicated version. So here we should use a code like this, which looks weird, okay? But you should go to the website and see why it looks like this. And there are a lot of explanations for this type of stuff. Okay, and this is again 3. Let's see if it works. You see, oh, we got rid of all of this nonsense stuff, and it's partially clean. It's very good. So I'm gonna get this again, add it here, and I don't know if you're familiar with the like functions in every coding language. Let's say this first line gets text and cleans it, right? Now the second line is cleaned, but it's gonna need more cleaning. So I'm gonna call it like this. So it gets here, gets cleaned, and returns this clean text. So next time, if I'm gonna add one more, like a step or 10 more steps, I'm gonna again use next clean text. So let's apply this and see. Yeah, so now we have all this kind of clean steps here, and I'm gonna go for the next step for punctuations. So punctuations are like commas, question marks, brackets, parentheses, or like everything that we use in our writings, right? So we want to remove them, and there is a very simple solution for them. But first I want to again test it on one row and see if, yeah, we can use it more and more. Let's go here because we have more rows here, Maybe we can find something interesting. Okay, yeah, I got it. We have two brackets here, and also this slash here. This is also kind of thing that we want to remove, and it's in row number 5, right? So I'm gonna go for row number 5, get it here, and this time it's gonna change a little bit, and I'm gonna remove the whole stuff. So it starts with backslash W and again backslash and S, and you know, sometimes you should just, you know, sorry, it's backslash. Just remember this, just memorize it, and you can also search for it because it's all the way in the internet. And okay, what we got here is not what really we wanted. Maybe I think I used yeah, I used the capital ones, which are not really what I should use. So we had like brackets, we don't have brackets, and at the end we had this hashtag, and now we don't have it. You also can replace it with everything you want, like a space. So I'm gonna have a space here, one space before, one space after. There was a space before here, so I got 2 spaces. So that's cool, no problem if whatever you want, because at the end you also can remove extra spaces. That's also possible. So just like what we have done before, I'm just gonna replace them with clean text, and let's see, let's go for 10 so we can see that's okay. Here not cleaned, here cleaned, and you see we got hashtags here, we got exclamation mark, users, but here in front of them it's kind of cleaned. So far okay, so far we got our data set. We went through the data set. We saw, okay, we have a lot of things to do. We did some steps so far, and save the train data set, so we have it here every time you want. You can use it. You can also save it after cleaning, it's okay. Just call it like clean data frame or whatever. And we define the function to help us to clean the data set, but there are more steps in natural language processing. In our next tutorial, we're gonna go through the next steps. Thank you for watching. Please, just please subscribe and like my videos.